Hey everyone, welcome to Dream Design. Today I'm going to show you how I made the wire armature for this doll. You can use this tutorial with my crochet pattern or you can modify it for your own designs. If you want to use my pattern but don't have it, it's available on Ravelry or Etsy for $5 by clicking on one of the links below. The things you need to begin are a 1-inch styrofoam ball, some 24 gauge craft wire, and a ruler. This is a partially finished doll to give you an idea of what we're doing today. I'm going to start by taking the wire and making a small bend where the neck meets the shoulder. Don't worry about measuring this yet. Next, I'm going to make another bend for the shoulder. You can estimate the shoulder width at about 3/8 of an inch. Now get your ruler and measure 2.5 inches for the arm. Make a bend right at that point and double check the length again. Now twist the two pieces of wire together up to the shoulder. Now that you have an arm done, start to outline the shape you want for the body. This can be approximate because it's easy to change later. For mine, I try to aim for a torso length of 1.75 inches from the shoulder to the hip. From the hip, measure 3.25 inches of wire for the leg. Make a bend for the foot. Measure 3/8 of an inch for the foot, and then bend the wire back the other way. Wrap the wire back up the leg to the hip. Then bend it into a U shape and measure another 3.25 inches for the next leg. Make a bend for the next foot and measure it at 5/8 of an inch again. Loop around for the other foot and wrap the wire back up the leg again. Next, outline approximately the contours of the other side of the body to match the first. When this is done, measure another 2.5 inch arm. Bend it back at the hand and twist up to the shoulder. Make one last bend where the shoulder meets the neck. We now have a sort of chalk outline of the doll that we're going to go back and flesh out. Trim the wire so both sides of the neck are even, then start twisting around the middle of the waist. Don't worry, your finished crochet doll won't be this unnaturally skinny. Think of this more as a skeleton. Twisting will give it added stability. Next, take the wire, tuck it into the shoulder, and begin wrapping it around the torso. There's really no particular method to this, and it doesn't need to look pretty because it will all be covered with crochet eventually. It just needs to hold a shape. Crisscrossing over the arms helps keep the wire in place. You want the top part of the torso to be about 3/4 of an inch wide. Next, keep wrapping the wire around the waist and around the hips. Keep flattening the wire as you go. Again, this doesn't have to be pretty, but just kind of reshape it however you want. Double check that the torso is still 1 3/4 inches long from shoulder to hip, and adjust as necessary. Looks like I forgot to measure, but you want the hips themselves to be about 1 inch wide. Now wrap the wire down the legs again for an extra bit of structure. And back up. And wrap down the other leg. And back up again. Now wrap back up the torso, starting with the hips. And go back down and up each of the arms. When you're finished wrapping, trim the wire close to the body. And this is what your doll body might look like before you cover it in crochet. Last, trim and adjust the neck and add your foam head. Now all that's left to do is crochet the doll of your dreams.